Hello, I'm Simon from CareCo, and here we have the Micromus mobility scooter, and I'm going to show you how to assemble it out of the box. The scooter itself I've taken out of the packaging and have disposed of that to one side. And as you can see, we've got the main scooter itself, a set of keys, and the power supply that we use to charge the mobility scooter. Once we've taken the scooter out of its box, it's simply a case of unfolding it, as there are no extra parts to add to it. So let's do that now. So once we're here, we have a yellow plunger on the front of the tiller that we simply pull out and then lift the tiller up and outwards. As you may have heard, there's an audible click when that's fully extended. From this point now, we pull the tiller away from the chassis. So I place my hand on the back and pull that forwards. And the foot plate is folded out, as you can see. For the seat, we simply pull that up and then with a little bit of force, just push it backwards. And as you can see here, we make sure that these little brackets here at the back are fully pushed back. You can see on the other side, I need to just simply push that backwards as so. We can then lift the seat backrest backwards, and all that's needed now is to adjust the height of the tiller. So on the carbon fibre front tiller part, we undo the clasp, lift the tiller and retighten. When the scooter is shipped, it's more than likely that the battery will be disconnected, and in order to check this, we need to undo the two little clasps on the chassis and check the battery. We simply turn and lift, and in here there are two connections that need to be connected into the battery. One is for the power and the other is to connect the internal battery charge point to the battery itself. Once they're connected, we can place that tray back down and then tighten. Before you first use the scooter, it is important that you fully charge the lithium battery that it comes installed with. You must use the charger that came with your mobility scooter, and charging times are up to 8 hours or until the light on the charger turns green. The charger itself can be placed into the charging point, which is located here on the front of the chassis. And we simply plug this into that section and, as mentioned, charge it for the up to 8 hours or until the light on the charger turns green. So once you've had the Micromus on charge and it is fully charged, we need to ensure that it's in drive mode, or the freewheel lever is in the drive position. At the rear of the Micromus, we have this yellow lever. In the up position, the Micromus can be moved by freehand. But in order to drive the mobility scooter, we need to ensure that that freewheel lever is in the drive position. So we simply press the yellow lever down. We now can't push the scooter, but it's ready to be driven. I'm now going to take a seat, and I'm not going to place the key into the ignition until I'm seated on the Micromus. Once in position, I can place the key into the ignition, but I can now alter the height of the tiller. I know we did this before on assembly, but once seated, especially for the first time, you want to check that it's comfortable for yourself. So simply release the clasp on the front and adjust the height to where it's comfortable for yourself. Ensure you fully tighten that clasp, and then before you turn the ignition on, just make sure that your hands are comfortable and you're okay to ride the Micromus away. To turn the Micromus on, we turn the ignition, the lights come on, we wait a few moments for them to settle. Here, because it's been on charge for the up to 8 hours, it's fully green, and then by pressing the throttle, we can go forwards with our right hand thumb or with our left thumb. We can go into reverse, as you can see. The display of the mobility scooter shows the charge, and this decreases as the battery is used. The battery is a lithium-powered battery, as we mentioned previously, and offers a range of up to 13 kilos, depending on your weight and the terrain in which you're travelling. By pressing the button at the bottom, this now changes it to the actual speed, as in this is an up to 4 miles an hour scooter, and by pressing the button we can decrease, and by carrying on pressing it, it will then increase up to that maximum of 4 miles an hour. This is for control within tight environments, such as within a supermarket where you want to control your speed. But that speed is also controlled by the throttle and by using your thumbs. In order to fold the scooter, we need to exit the Micromus, and we need to ensure that by removing the key, the Micromus is switched off. This ensures that we don't catch the throttle and the scooter rolls away from us as we're getting off the scooter. I'm going to place the keys in my pocket, and then in order to fold the Micromus down, we start by releasing the clasp on the tiller, placing that down and retightening. We can then lift the foot plate by the two yellow clasps. This brings the tiller towards the back of the Micromus, and we now fold the seat back down, and on the frame here we have two yellow levers. We lift up the far one and then the one closest to us, and then the seat just folds down and goes in position as shown. Finally, we pull out the yellow plunger on the tiller and place this into the little bracket at the back. This ensures that the handlebars don't move about when it's placed in the rear of a vehicle. At the front and the rear, there are two handle positions that we can use to lift up the Micromus and place it into the back. Or we can stand it as shown for storage, or with a straight back and bent knee, we can lift it as so. So there we have the assembly of the Micromus scooter.